Well, guys, I guess it happens to everyone. I might have got the W. Wait a second. Tackle Junkies, what's going on, fellas? Back out at the ponds, going to try and get one more fish before the season ends, or the year ends, I should say. You know, I didn't really think I'd get out any more this year. You know, with the holidays coming, just being really busy with that, work, family, and all that. Temperatures dropping really, really fast. I believe winter showed up a couple months earlier than it should have. We've already had some days where the lows were like 12, 14. You know, I've been driving around, seeing little ponds and all that that had a real thin layer of ice on them some mornings. So I'm sure water temp has got to be really cold right now. Maybe upper 30s, low 40s, something like that. But we have warmed up since then. Today was supposed to get around 60 or so. It rained all last night. It's kind of drizzling right now, blowing 20 or so. Again, we may not get bit today. We may. But I want to take you guys along with me. I got my MTB Pro box with me today that you guys would have seen in a recent video. Hopefully we can just get one more fish before the year ends. But I just want to tell you guys, it's been a pleasure, you know, getting to know a lot of you guys, just hanging out with you guys over the years. And I really look forward to, you know, the next year with you guys as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, the way you guys get notified every time I put out a new video. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Everyone to grab just the cranking rod to start. Usually I like to start out with some type of a reaction type bait just to see if the fish are active, which I don't believe they're going to be. But again, I know we have a square bill in the box, so we're going to start with that. So I think we're just going to walk around with a couple rods today. Fish Monkey gloves, guys. Use code TJ81, get 20% off. You guys asked about these all last season. These are the Woolies. They're like 20 bucks. And guys, please check out my guys, OCJdeals.com. Oliver C. Joseph. You guys are local. Head over there for an oil change, test drive. If you're looking for a new truck, Jeep, that is the place to go. Link down in the description. If you guys would like to get your first box for as little as $5, use code TJ81 to get 10 bucks off. First box, again, can be as little as $5. Regular box, $5. The Pro box will be 15. Grab the little line clip here, like so. You guys would have already seen what's in this box. I threw some extra things in there, some weights and hooks and things like that, a couple jigs. But the Babonic Square Bill here, Catch Co. Chris Grout collaboration is what we're going to start with. And then I did bring a Trash Master jig right here, and we're going to put one of the Rage Craws on there. And just going to roll with those couple combos right now. I did bring some more shaky head worms because we did get those. Perfection Lure stand-up shaky heads, what I wanted to try out. There are some in here that came in the box, but in case those didn't work, of course, I brought the old reliable plasma tails. You guys can use code TJ81, biospawn.com to get, I believe it's 20% off, or you guys can head over to Karl's and get them even cheaper. That is that. Let's get this baby cut open here. Really nice packaging on these crankbaits. I'm trying to rush too, guys, because I got out here late just because I didn't really plan on going. And I got to leave around 2:30. I only got a couple hours here. So there's the old square bill. And I don't have high hopes for a fast moving bait at the moment, but you know what? We can creep it along. Maybe we'll get bit on it. I don't know. Good looking color. Yeah, these aren't like an actual paint job on here. I believe it mimics Chris Grout's, you know, his work. But I believe it could be some type of wrap or something like that on there. These aren't not like hand painted. I don't believe. Again, he's like an underground, you know, like lure painter and all that. And again, these are to mimic his work, which again is killer. Well, up close look at that. So pretty slick. I believe that's that black blue swirl, new offering there, new color from striking. I'm really liking that. Okay. Yep, hook size is perfect here, 4-aught. I always go in there to the bend. Make sure you come out nice and straight. Slide her up, rotate it, line her up. You can just kind of use your thumb there, like so. Come out straight like so. Bait's nice and straight. Skin it, weedless, good to go. It's raining more. Crap. Man, I'm not gonna be able to throw this. Not cool. What kind of cast was that? Oh my gosh. This is not good. This is not good. Hope you guys have enjoyed the videos this year. Tried to do a variety of things, from fishing to reviews and tackle and tips and tricks and everything in between. I'm sure most of you guys know now that the boat is sold. So looking forward to getting a new boat for next season. I think we're going to have no choice but to pitch that plastic around, which we kind of knew that. Be a jig or soft plastic kind of day. I just figured though I'd throw a reaction type bait to see if they want to chase, which I already knew they didn't want to, or they wouldn't with this cold of water and all that. But you can't blame me for trying, right? Here's the deal. You guys know I usually live and die by the square bill. Not today. That's not happening today. We're going to put on a shaky head and we're going to live and die by it till I got to go. Okay. We're going. Plasma tail. I would do these, but I don't believe that's going to be the right color. We're just going green pumpkin plasma with one of these stand-ups here that came in the Pro Box, and see if we can get bit on that. We're just going to ride with that until we leave. Looks like the rain is starting to let up, but again, the bite's going to be tough, so if we don't get bit on that, we ain't going to get bit. Yeah, this reel here, guys, still undecided how much I like it. Good reel, but my whole deal with it was, did it really live up to all the hype that everyone gave it? So I'm still on the fence about that. But anyways, let's break these babies open. David Dudley says these are a true stand-up head. Again, it's got those little feet on there like that. So I can see that. I wonder if that would catch more leaves and things like that. But it definitely stands up very easily. So, I mean, I don't even have to place it down gentle. So, well, there we go. Pretty slick. Looking forward to playing around with that right now. All right, quick Palomar knot here in one way. Back out the other. I always tell you guys, first tip right here, or first step in tying a Palomar knot, make sure those lines are not twisted. This is critical with fluorocarbon. Okay. Like so. Let that loop relax, where you're not really making a twist there as well. Okay. Bring the bait through it. Wet your line. Like so. Good tag off. Yeah, this was my original intentions coming out here, was to play around with this, so I do have high hopes for it. Okay, to rig this up. All right, looks like this particular one, you would go in. You can see here, it does not have a screw keeper, but it's got a little plastic keeper up here. So what we're going to do is go in. I don't know, about to the bend is usually where I go in at. But you can just look really how far that that keeper comes out. That's how much you'll need on there. Come in. I always come out on that seam line to make sure I'm nice and straight. Okay. Slide it up like so, and then just bury the hook in it. You can kind of see how it needs to be in the bait. So keep it straight and go in on that seam line like so, and the hook is right there. So that'll stand up just like that. Throw it out, and you can just watch your line there on the surface. Once the bait gets to the bottom, reel in a little bit of that slack, where you can just kind of feel the weight of the bait, and then just shake that slack in your line. That'll get that tail dancing. If you don't pick up that slack and you just shake it just like this, that's not going to transmit to the bait. So we're going to get some of that slack out, feel the weight of the bait, drop the rod tip a little bit, and shake that slack. Now, this pond is somewhat clear, so you can use the shaky head, you know, for a search bait in a pond like this. Or even if you're, you know, on a lake that has clear water. You guys know most of the time I'm fishing muddy water, so I do not use any type of finesse bait as a search bait, just because it's hard for them to see. You can't cover water fast enough. But again, in a pond like this, you can cover the entire pond with a shaky head, and eventually you'll find them. So I will say that is pretty awesome. And you got to have the right worm as well. You need somewhat of a floating worm to get them to stand up. If you have a worm with too much salt in it, it's not going to work as good. So you need something that doesn't have that much salt, that more or less a floating worm. You got to think though, if your worm is too buoyant, it actually lifts it up more than it should. You won't have that angle. So again, you need to watch just how buoyant the bait is compared to the angle of the shaky head that you're using. I know you want one big fat last meal before it gets too cold. This is it. This is your last meal, the last supper. Come on now, I cannot put a video up without a fish in it. I'm looking like Mike Watts. Maybe it's a deal over here, man. That's fish. What the? That was a definite fish, man. That was a triple ticker. That was a triple ticker. I may need to reel set this jig instead of actually setting it, you know what I'm saying? Let them have a hold of it and just reel them. Let the rod load. Kind of like you do like a football jig. Oh, I wonder if this could be an issue. That could be an issue. My line was tied around them guards. That could be an issue. I mean, that's why I didn't think of something like that happening. So if I'm around them little feet, we'll just call them, it's going to change the direction of the pull. I'm not digging that, fellas. Every time I bring it in, that line is wrapped. I don't like that at all. You got to think, because when you set the hook like that, I'm not sure what that's even going to do. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm not digging that. I know for sure I've had a couple bites. I set the hook on them and nothing. So is that why? I don't know, man. I could use that for a good excuse why I ain't got bit. Would that count as a W still? If it's like product error. And there we go. Brought it in again. It's wrapped underneath there. Yeah, I'm just not digging that, man. There's no reason for that. Look at that. No reason for that at all. I don't know. I never had a problem with one of the tungsten ball heads that I use. Stands up just fine. To be continued. Got the pliers here. Yellow Cudas. Cut this plastic down. We're gonna take a few ribs off that. Let's go ahead and cut it right about there. Cut off a few ribs. Okay. Then, what I like to do on these Thrashmaster jigs, I'll take that little hitchhiker there, and I'll take it off. It just clips on there. I'll take it off, like so. My hands cramp up so bad, it's just easier for me to take it off. Thread that into my plastic. Like so there. Then get your jig. Then you can just clip that back on your jig like so. You guys can see that. And then just line it up. Just use your thumb, line her up. Go straight in, straight out like so. Okay, and then you can just bury that hook point in the plastic to make her weedless. Just like that. Okay, pretty straight, and you're good to go. A little tip for you guys. Again, like I said, with my hands cramping up, it's much easier for me to just take off that little hitchhiker and rig it that way. Let's go catch a fish, shall we? Usually them big girls, so they're gonna move. They're gonna move for that bigger bite. So I always say, you know, really any time of the year other than wintertime, I usually go for the soft plastic over the jig because I'm looking for bites. You know, typically a plastic gets you more bites than a jig just because the profile is smaller and a lot of the smaller fish don't spook away from it. Where in the wintertime, water's cold, you know, the metabolism is really slow for the bass. You know, they're not really moving around much. So if they do move, they want a big enough meal to make it worth their while. So that's why in the wintertime, it really pays off to have that bigger bait, to give them a bigger bite to get bit. So a jig is definitely the way to go in the winter versus soft plastic. See a nice lay down here. I wonder how far that goes out. Man, this is terrible. Just bite the jig. Just bite the dang jig. Well, guys, I guess it happens to everyone. I might have got the W. I'm gonna make a few more casts once I get up there to the other pond, but it ain't looking good, man. It's not looking good at all. I can't believe this happened to me. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, I did not get the W. Oh my gosh, no W. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? On the Trash Master. Heck yeah, man. Roof of the mouth. This fish is cold. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Trash Master. Rage Craw. No W. Last minute, we get bit. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. I should mount this fish. I should mount it. Thank you, baby. We did it. All right, see if we can get another one now. There's a ton of brush over here in this corner. You know, now I'm hunging it. I didn't even check. You know what? I didn't even put my hook back in the plastic. Crap. Crap. I didn't even think about it. Oh my gosh, dang it. Dang it. It's gonna come flying back at me. Oh, and I broke her off. Ain't that a bite? All right, guys. It's time to roll. Some of you guys have asked about the rod mule here from Cal Coast Fishing. I got a video that I made a few years ago on this, which I'll link down below. It really is a good video, funny video too, so definitely check that out. But what we're going to do real fast is get our gear situated. Here's what I use these Rapid Fishing Solutions line clips for. All right, you want to cut your bait off, cut it off like so, and then just grab yourself a line clip, run the line through the clip there, just like you would with a drop shot weight, like so. And you can reel that up to the end of your guide. That way, whenever you do go fishing again, your line is right there, it's ready to go. Drag's loose, always store your reels with the drags loose. Over time, those drag washers get compressed, so you need to take the pressure off them. That way you do have drag when you need it. So I loosen my drags after every single trip. But if you don't, make sure you do it before you put them away for the end of the year. Okay, so we got 5 combos here. Hopefully you guys can get a good view of this, just because I have a chesty on. I don't have a tripod or anything with me. But right, first up you got the Calco's Fishing Rod Mule. You see you have a deal here that looks like just a giant rod sock. Grab your tips, bring them down here so you guys can see it. Slide your tips here in the top portion there. Okay, they'll come down to a strap here. Wrap that around your rods to secure the blanks. Okay, then you have the shoulder strap here. So make sure you're not twisted. On the end you got a clip, which is adjustable here. Okay, so stand your rods up like so. Again, hopefully you guys can see this. And just wrap that around the butt of your rods. Tighten up the strap like so. Bring it up here so you guys can see that. Just tighten it up. And then there's some Velcro here on the end, like so. No loose straps. Grab the rod mule, like so. One hand free. Grab your truck door. Slide them in. And you are good to go.